Yo, it's been a sour couple of hours ever since Orlando Pirates played to a 0-0 draw in the semi-final first leg of the CAF Champions League that we all thought we were going to cruise through. No, this is not just another tournament. This is not the MTN. It is tough here. So, yes, guys, welcome to the Player Rating Show. We're going to do a little bit of a summary of how the game went. Where did we not win it, and where did they end up in terms of who came out stronger? Yeah. So they're gonna take the 0-0 back home. It's gonna be tough, but yeah, the way they played, guys, it was I've got no words. So stick around. Before we kick off with these player ratings, don't forget, guys, you have to like, subscribe to be notified, and then share nama Buccaneers so we can grow the community. Damn, go in advance. Hey, all about Fit. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Happy People TV, Orlando Pirates fan channel. Yes, player ratings, like I said in the intro, about Fit too. So we're gonna have a summary, then we're gonna rate every player one by one. So, Mr. Coach, where do you feel like we it was a draw, but it feels like a loss? Where did we not win?
Hey, first of all, I'm lucky to be alive. Lucky to be talking about a goalless draw, honestly. I think we lost the game tactically. To be completely honest, I think somehow Tore in that middle of the park seemed like he were able to pocket 4 of our players on his own. It was quite interesting, like really dope work from his side. So credit must go to the credit goes to the opponent. I think first of all they came very well prepared. They stunned us. We weren't expecting them to come out and play. I think that's why I went with the 4-2-3-1. I don't think Jose would have went out like that if he expected them to sit back. So tactically we struggled. And once we lost the midfield battle, they obviously marked our talisman, if you will. Tito, almost model of the game. They had a few moments, but they made it so difficult for us to play, bro. Oh, hey, one last thing. They hunted us down, bro. They are pressing. It wasn't just Roberto said, they pressed for 90 minutes and at a time. So, yeah, hey. Begunzima out there.
Mr. Mafelong. Sorry, guys, I didn't introduce us. I'm your host, KP. I'm joined by Mr. Mafelong and the technical director, Mr. Coach, for this player rating show. Hey, it's just that you're gonna forget a lot of things, eh? Mr. Mafelong, where did Pyramids actually beat us in the game? Guys, the score is 0-0, but let's be honest, they beat us.
Lucky to be alive.
Yeah, lucky to be alive. I don't know if there needs to be an investigation or anything, but they beat us. So if you ever hear me say where we lost this and how we lost, just know it's not the scoreline I'm talking about. Where did they do it?
Actually, first of all, I'd just like to say all about Fetu. It's your 2.0, my fellow. Always enjoying to be here to discuss what actually is about to happen, what we experienced in the match, and just these our opinions. If you feel otherwise, we are always available and open to hearing what you would like to say in the comments. So going into the game, Ashton Fetu, it was so tough in such a way that my heart was pounding. I don't know, it was up my neck almost half the time since I set my eyes on the game. Number one, in the middle of the park, they had us. We had no plan. We could not combine. Instead, we tried going on the width. And understand, if you break an engine of the team, it's going to be hard for you to ever make a plan. Depending on your wingers still need your number 10 to make them figure out how is it that they're going to get the ball to the striker or in the 18-yard area. Number 2, you can tell that this team came in and they did their research very well.
True.
Number 1, they looked at our key players, your president, your Tito, Yonkota. there's the special combination play in those three players, especially when they are in attack, and having to find a striker like Mabasa, it makes it easier for them because all they need to do is just place the ball in the right area or in the right part of the pitch where Mabasa will be able then to just finish it off as he's the goal poacher. So
Yeah.
they dismantled our creativity.
Yeah,
Is something that they penetrated on.
Dope. Yeah, I feel like what you said, they won the midfield battle. But at the same time, we know that if they beat us in the middle, we've got our wide players. And then I had a plan for our wide players, which means they tactically shut us down.
They were like, I hope you're gonna pass or not stress.
Yeah, true. That was also a nice observation.
They
yeah.
know Tito Namela, and then everybody gels, and so they kept our key players very quiet. Yo,
And they know our plan C is everybody everywhere. And they were like, it doesn't matter who's where, Torre will be there.
you know something else I
Hey,
just wanted to
man,
add
yeah.
on. Something else I want to add on is that these men were big men as compared to in terms of size,
Yeah, okay.
strength as well. I want to commend Dion van Rooyen.
Yeah.
For
Left his skin on the pitch. man.
there were so many times where could have been over, but he raised his hand. He reminds me of computers at Marco, who comes in and they play for the badge. So
Yeah.
credits to him for holding it down for us.
I feel too. Just before we get into the ratings one by one, as you can see, we had the possession. A lot of people, if they just look at the stats, they'll think we actually had chances. But then Wabona big chances, 2 to them, 10 shots to us. Aye. And okay, each keeper made one
Outside of
save,
the
but
box, those
they are
10
not counting how many times that ball was this close to going. They're not counting how many times Shapile Pala.
Let's not forget the opposition got the ball into the back of the net twice. Twice, Jade had to
that-
fetch it kind of.
Where's that stat?
You're right.
Ball in back of the net. Sure.
Ukila bona ba re o tshwere bolo, ba re wena possession it's in your favor. Empa o bona the opposition you bontsha di flames.
Who told wena?
Yeah,
But so wait, in an attacking sense, they're saying that we have 2 shots inside the box, them 4 outside the box for them, and 8 for us. And then we had 5 block shots, and they only had 2, and apparently we hit the woodwork once.
Yeah, did.
And they did. Okay, I remember. The passing stats, we know they don't mean much, but yeah, guys, I just wanted to give you guys a rundown of how the stats are before we move into the all important ratings portion. That's Monday. Well, guys, as you guys know, we start from the back. Mr. Mafelo, I'll let you take the floor. Super chain.
Our goalkeeper. You were tested. Something I will always commend him for is taking responsibility to save a fit. Yes, I'm not captain, but I will hold it down for you guys. Sipo Chain managed the game well for me. There were a couple of attempts that actually had let him down due to very, very careless defending.
True.
That put his side of the battlefield as if he actually did the wrong things, but instead there were so many times the players were so close.
True.
The Pyramids players, front line, they were so close too, and Tipo Chain stopped them.
Last line of defense.
I could see the emotion. So for me, I will give him a good 8.5. Just for the work rate and discipline he had in the.
Okay, cool. His defense didn't help him. Did he do so much that he would go to that side of the rating? I'm not sure. So I'll give him an 8.
I thought he wasn't really tested that much because the ones where he was tested, they were ruled out. I think it wasn't something where I'm looking at him. So I thought distribution, he did a little bit better. He was forced to distribute.
I like this.
I thought he did quite well last night, at least. I would lean towards a 6.5. I don't think he bailed us out of anything as per normal. The disallowed goal, he kind of lost that aerial thing. Couldn't actually.
Here and there.
He actually could.
Critical moments that you have to
That
say.
moment where he slipped, it's not very. The pitch was wet, but he slipped and he almost caused some. I think a 6.5 is more fair.
An average of an 8, an 8.5, and a 6.5. Sounds like a 7 to me, bro. 7 for me.
Yep.
Away. Sure. So, Sipo Chain 7, you say?
7, yeah.
Away.
So we're landing at
Like a market,
hopeless. There's a ball more in Tanga throw around.
Not satisfied with the 6.5. Fade. Ish. Yeah, let's have some positive talks. But Dino van Rooyen, Mr. Coach, how do you see his game?
Who bailed us out? He was our best player on the pitch by far.
Yeah.
I am fit to 8. Yeah, he's probably gonna be my best rating. Definitely the best player. So saved us, got us out of jail, bro.
I'm not disagreeing any.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dino van Rooyen, for stepping up and saving us in that there battle. So I think 8 is good. Yeah,
and he got done once by Fiston.
He got done, but how many people got done?
Yeah.
There was that kind of game where 6s and I saw 6s and 7s.
Yeah.
I never knew what do they mean by 6s and 7s. There's only 4 defenders, but Kidiboni the 6s and 7s.
Sure.
And they cause that. Yeah. It's okay. Fair 8. They have Tino van Rooyen. It's all good. So man, about fit 2. How do you feel up? No. Oh, yeah, we go to Portland about fit 2.
Like I said, 7.
7.
7 sometimes I think there were incidents where I'd see Bordlela trying to show captaincy, taking responsibility, trying to move the guys forward. Unfortunately, he was a bit let down by his 2 center defensive mids who were there, or center mid rather, Mbata and Makaula. At somewhere somehow they need to at least also think about the guys at the back, that if they lose the ball, they then put the team more under pressure, because they have they had TLB and Bordlela to try and sweep the ball out. So respectively, it's a respectable 7 for mistakes happen, but he tried to hold on to say, let's keep in shape. There's a lot that could have happened. They just need to work more in communicating, especially him and Mbogazi.
Yeah.
This thing of them looking as if they trust each other too much is going to put the team. It's gonna let the team down, because I feel like they trust each other so much that yesterday we saw a couple of mistakes.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. You know what? Because it was a tough game, and I'm just trying to think if for any of the times that the ball hit the back of the net, he was a main culprit, and I think
they were just better, bro.
Yeah, they were just better.
They were just better.
So
bro.
I don't want to give him a lower rating,
Yeah.
because I'm trying to think what mistakes did he make in general. So yeah, I'll give him that 7. I don't mind that one. Yeah,
Absolutely fair. 7. He made the one mistake, but he kept them out as much as he could.
Yeah.
No.
So we'll average it out at 7. Well,
7.
No, okay, 7. 7.
Yeah.
We see 7 now.
Yeah, species 7 now. Okay, Fred. So let's move on now. I think the most pertinent player we need to see now. I've been waiting. Remember, Nail, man of the match. And I was like, you know what? Let the boy make some mistakes. He's not going to be perfect forever. And if he makes a mistake in a game where it doesn't cost us like that, I'm happy, because I know he's going to come back stronger in the next game. If I just had to say it off the bat, I'd give him a 6.5.
For me, respectable 7. For him and CBC, twin players, they had their mistakes. Communication should have been something that they had that was going to be more stronger, especially when they saw that the opposition is gunning to leave a mark. The away goals for them would have meant a lot. I'm glad for also VAR having to have spotted that, somewhere somehow the 7s come respectively because of, had they not communicated to move, and that man was found on site, we would have been talking about a different story. I'm sad, but that 7 comes from well done for that one move can cost you the game, and that one move helped us going forward.
Okay. Who's the coach?
6. I thought he struggled just a little bit with his distribution. We had to rely on him and Bordlela with the diagonal balls, and I think he lost a few of them. I don't think the numbers are too bad,
Mm.
but I think a 7 would be a little bit generous for the kind of performance. So, yeah, Fitzu, 8. The less said about that goal, the better.
that disallowed.
Yeah.
Away. Then that makes that average of 6.5 because 7, 6, and 6. Away, sharp.
6.5 aboard.
6.5 for TLP, and that is his lowest rating thus far. But I don't think that's a bad thing, dog. I mean, people can get. I've seen people get lower ratings on one of their worst games. So actually, that's a good if that's the way he falls. All right, fade 2. The next man is Dion Harto, the man, the myth, the legend. He was given a lot of attacking work. How do you feel about his rating there, Mr. Mafelo?
Work rate. Do you know how to it goes in 90 minutes? Work rate really puts him above 5.
Okay.
From
the beds.
This is work rate. I'm talking about he's running up and down. He's being involved in decision makings as to are we going to try and follow up with the ball? If I lose it, am I gonna go back? Where am I gonna be found? So he raises the bet for himself in terms of saying now he's above 5.
Okay,
In terms of him going and like his decision making, sometimes I feel like it's too rushed.
Yeah.
Sometimes he puts in balls where he even can he himself. I don't know if he raises his head up to look if there's anybody in the box.
Final ball to you.
It's like I'm gonna just throw it in. I'm just gonna run through the line and I'm just throwing the ball, and that puts him down. So I'm just gonna give him a 6.5, and that 1.5 for just saying dear not to thank you. But if he continues like this, we will only just have horse in the team, but someone that we think we depend on is actually not giving us the results we need.
Yeah. All right. When Mr. Coach, how do you feel? Because according to the heat map here, you can see he was actually doing a lot of attacking work. Like you were saying that they let him have the ball. So what does that do for his rating?
I thought it was a 5 in fair to in a game of fine margins where one moment can turn the game. You can't really be that reckless ka final ball. In fact, now Suki puts it sorry. Why Chima na final ball? Winning. So,
is it part of his training regime? Why is it always the same? If it was bad with difference,
is he looking at those game tapes and saying, okay, maybe here, like Mafelo was saying, if I looked up, like I thought, let Mabasa miss himself.
Yeah.
Kikwatele Mabasa. But a better ball there, bro.
True that, bro.
Defensively, it didn't get turned out too much. That 5 is a good question, Leona, because Van Rooyen actually saved him. He was the one who needed to get out of jail free.
Yeah.
Dino was that, so.
Oh, yeah. Tough rating.
Oh, and yes, the players were better. Okay, my bad ratings against they start here. I'll say 4.5. I thought he really struggled, actually, the more I think about it.
You know what? I'm always whiling at let's give him a 5. But I'm always whiling at Diding. Saying, no, they give him this job, he can do it. They give him that job, he can do it. And now it's like all the jobs now. How much it's a credit. So I feel it. 5 it is, bro.
Superior opponents, though. To Nogala Fati Kara.
Yeah, true. Ish dog. And he's had a big name for a while. Right, cool. Nagnam Matata with that one, even though I had it, Dion.
Now we're getting into where we really had problems.
Where we lost the game, the midfield. Makahleni Makaula, what do you say about his rating, Mr. Coach?
Worked hard, but unfortunately, the other guy was just better.
Lost his battle. Mr. Coach? Mr. Mafelo.
5.
5, Makahleni Makaula.
5.
Didn't see enough. 5. Makaula.
I didn't get 2/3 my total. As a 5 swords.
Yeah, that's 5.
5 Makaula.
5 Makaula. Are we? Away 5 Makaula. Hey, Mpetu ish. I know you like you said it right, dude. In Qatar, it is time. But and I was trusting him so much, dog. I was trusting him so much. I wasn't sure if he was going to be fit for this game or be at his very best. I think I said in the preview, if we can get him on song,
Yeah.
I feel like we have a good chance in this game. How do you feel about his rating?
Okay. I'm leaning towards a 5. Because he did at least take a few shots, rest a few times.
Mhm.
Other than that, I have no idea where he was.
Sure.
But it's not for a lack of trying.
Mhm.
Credit to the opponent, so 5.
Okay, fine. Away.
I'm gonna give him a 5 because the 5, I think I really in such games you need a player of his caliber, a player of I would say someone who is there centered to say we are not getting closer to the 18-yard area or inside rather, but let me take the shots and take the responsibility. The shots that he took for me were not even close to scaring the opposition, and I felt like he was someone that I had hoped that would bring some sort of surprise goal, if not 1-2.
Do something.
So 5 for showing up, but they were dismantled, him and Makala.
Yeah, they were dismantled. It's like we didn't have a midfield at some
to
time.
be alive.
At some points, it's like nah, midfield. Oh, yeah, no. So I do agree with that 5. Even like I said, like you said, now with the shots, Fede, the shots were there, but it's like we never planned to use him for the shots. So it was always a plan B when he makes that shot. So that's a unanimous 5. I think it's perfect. Unanimous 5 for Talente Mbata. What a midfield battle it was. So yeah, man. Ish. And that's perfect. The man, the myth, the legend, Patrick Tito Masuangi. The way we trust him, to like with him and really on the field, I don't think we would have had such a shocker of an attacking performance. How do you feel about his rating, Mr.? I'm gonna go straight to you, Mr. Coach. I know my fellow is a little bit emotional about this one, so I'm gonna let him calm down a bit.
Sure.
Mr. Coach, Tito.
Mfethu Tito, I think he had a combined maybe 15 minutes of contribution. Throughout the 90, he struggled. He was right inside Doure's pocket, but he was also responsible for all our best chances. So it's a little bit different. So it's a little bit difficult to give him a good nor a bad rating. I guess a 5 will do. 4.5, 5. Yeah, somewhere there.
Let me leave you for last. But I feel like it's not a bad thing to give Tito a 4 in this one. Mostly because of what is he there for? No matter how they are structured, no matter how they are defending, do something.
Do something.
So if you're screwing it up the whole game, it's fine. But if you now go missing, credits to the opponent one more time.
Yeah, credits to the opponent.
But I don't know. There was a man walking around with very fat pockets.
One man.
In that one man pocketed everyone, dog. Mr. Buffett, look, me, I do say I give him a 4. Yeah.
4.5. 4.5. Tito with the type of I will not say really much versatile, but the creativity that he tends to possess. I saw him most of the time looking opposite. At the opponent's at the opponent's goalpost. I saw him quiet. I expected him in such a case where he has showed us in previous matches where when everyone is sleeping, he will shout and be the one to say, guys, we are going to do this. However way, let's not fear this opposition. We are much better than them, and I feel we had the starting 11 to prove to them that we could attack them and face them. We were all out attack. Our players, we had quite fast players, but he was not there. He wasn't raising his hand for the number 10. He was kept quiet, and I feel like that brought his percentage very down. I'm very, I could say, disappointed in having to have missed him for so long and for him to come in such a big game and to be so quiet. It's just 4.5.
Tito Masuangi, 4.5. The Buccaneers have spoken, which concludes our midfield. And now, we were also so hopeful. Like when this starting lineup came out, we celebrated it. We were like, Jose finally did it. Jose finally did it, you know. And yeah, man, it's just so sad that our attack was shut down. So I don't know, Fetu, which Coco Melon will be first. But let me go with Nkota.
I'll give Nkota a 6. Boy was, I think the team brought out their maturity side. And for that, there was even an incident where he was found on the floor being fouled. And, you know, seeing him so hurt, I think it also affected him going forward mentally. I felt needed Amakhurtman to be there by his side to give him more confidence. But, you know, there's only as much as you can do. So it's a fair just 6 to say, boy, well done for being able to just try for as long as you are given a chance to be on the pitch, to be present. A lot could have happened had you been carried in the right way. But just a fair 6 for saying it could have been better.
Yeah, okay, no. I actually go with the 4.5. Yeah.
4 for me. Credit to the opponent.
Yeah. You look at these stats, the accurate passes is 2%. Guys, read the stats. I don't have to. It makes for hard reading. It makes for hard reading, bro. All right, cool. Let's get to the next Coco 28 touches in 79 minutes. When we had 59% possession, bro. I don't know how to call that. I don't know how to call it.
So, Nkota, give guy
4.
4.
You said 4.5.
4.5, but I'm willing.
You're ready to go with the 4.
I was ready to go with the 4, dog.
And Kato is at 6 next. So we have to bring it to another 5. Yeah. I'm not happy with that 5, but it's okay.
I don't know if mathematically it's sound. But I think, yeah.
If we're moving to the next Coco Melon, sing.
Let's see if I know.
5. No
5. Yes.
Look back to the previous
credit to the opponents. 5.
Yeah.
I think it's even a bit unfair to give him fucking a 5 if Nkota got like Mfoke at least had a few moments in the second half. Those 15 minutes at Tito.
Yeah.
Now he got a share at it. Combined 90 minutes 50 of success. And for me, that is a little bit better than Nkota's rating. So I thought Mfoke was a 5. But I feel
okay.
5.
Or the 5. Just they don't look good in my heart to see them both getting the same because they were not the same.
Yeah. Ish. No. It wasn't an ideal game, and it's not ideal ratings to rate.
Checker. Update lapho.
Nkota 4. Move game 5.
Listen, bro. Please. Just listen.
And then we have our Siteraika, the one that we said, yes, Jose, thank you for finally putting him on from the start. And then he steps up,
right into the defender's pockets. They shared him.
I got a 4 from the get-go.
Generous to 3. He gave us nothing.
0.7.
That's a hard average.
Yeah, I don't want to even bring him down. Even more credit goes to the opponent.
2.5 for sure.
Yeah, I know.
Like the way they defended us in stages, at the last line of our attack.
That's where the defense.
That's where it closed up shop 100. That's where the steering, the handbrake goes up.
It was in between like 3 men.
Somehow, as a striker, I think labantu laba banukuleka ukuyo yenza research ngamanye ama player abacishe bafane nabo. to say if a player like this is facing a situation like this, how do I then incorporate the way I play to better my attack?
Sharp.
So Mabasa didn't try and come back and get the ball. He seemed as if he was quiet. I didn't see him, shouting and saying, give me the ball, or guys, let's do it. Half the time, as if they were shielding him off, and he was quiet, and that was a bit disappointing for me. So 2.5 for showing up as a Buccaneer.
I started at 4. We got
3.
our 2.5 over here, and you have a 3. That sounds like a 3 to me.
It's a 3.
That's a 3. For Tsogofatso Mabasa, the striker. Thank you, Wafetu. That was our starting 11.
No hard feelings.
We only made 3 changes for this game. I'll put these 3 substitutes up, and then you guys can tell me if you want to make an honorable mention for anyone. I wouldn't recommend mentioning Ndlondlo since he played 1 minute. So, honestly.
Sure. 1 minute.
Between Mahopa and Evidence, do you have anything to say at all? 8 minutes for Evidence and 11 minutes for Dlamini.
Yeah, Dlamini Bamfagile late, even though I was never confident to choose in this kind of situation, but he came on late, so I'll just give him a respectful pardon.
Yeah.
I guess he would take his 6 home for coming to work.
Really?
Yeah, mostly I just want to shed light on Mahopa.
Yeah.
The thing about Mahopa and Shabang is that, how Mabasa was in the defense's pockets.
Yeah.
The reason why you can't do that to Mahopa is because you don't know where he's going to be.
Yes,
when
he doesn't play in any pockets.
He doesn't play anywhere. He plays everywhere.
Yeah, true.
So, he brought a little bit of that when he came on into the game, and I thought we needed a little. And Samara, it was too late. It was so clear. Yeah,
it's not about what's going on up there.
The
We started worrying about the other side of the field at the end of the game. Woo! The man we trust, the man that we love you, Jose, we love you.
Yeah.
Mr. Mafelong, tactics, how he set up the team, and also how he made changes, tried to change the game, manage the game, and all. What rating would you give Jose and the technical stuff?
Credits to the coach. There's only so much as a coach that you can do. There's so much that you can give in, and your information is as much as can carry a team throughout the whole 90 minutes. So I'll give credit to him to say you tried to start with the starting 11 that we all as Buccaneers hoped to actually find. Like I said, there's only so much that he could have done. But one thing I will also give him is that the substitutions. I think 1 or 2 he could have done earlier. It might have made a bit of a difference. But I feel like he studied the team well, and he realized he wasn't playing against a small team. For him to actually hold it down to a draw here with such a big team full of experienced players, I commend him for entrusting and giving the young boys, the Cocomelons, a chance. And that for me alone, I think now that he has had the 90 minutes that he shared with Pyramids, I think his game approach in the second leg is going to be very, very, very lethal. I believe in him. It's going to be a miracle win. This is something that we are also going to remember. If he doesn't even take the cup or the final, we will know that we made it to the finals, and through his intelligence as a plumber, he connected the pipes very well.
How did he connect the pipes for this game? What is the rating? The camera is dead.
7.
I like your rating, dog. Vela Jose 7. I got that right?
Yeah, 7.
All right, cool. That's a big rating, guys. But I feel like he was an actual 5. Mr. Coach.
Yeah, I thought he kind of got outdone. He lost that tactical battle for sure. He was very stunned by what happened, because we didn't all expect them to come and sit back, and they didn't do that. So I thought he was a little bit underprepared because his bench was questionable for me. We had 4 defenders, so it was clear I was expecting to get early goals and then shut the game up at some point. But I thought he didn't prepare for maybe needing stronger midfield. Someone like Goodman, I think, would have been on the bench. So yeah, he just lost the game. I think a 5 is fair.
That averages out to a 6, but majority does rule if we both have a 5. So it's actually a 5. Okay, great. The referee, how do you feel about his performance? Yo, VAR, special mention to VAR. We live to fight another day. I will definitely start by giving them an 8 out of 10. They looked at every situation. I saw a previous game where there was a referee call and nobody said anything and VAR wasn't checked. They checked, they looked, handball, offside, brilliant. I'll give them a 7.5.
A referee, I'll give him a good 7.5. Sometimes I feel like, and I understand the point that he also came from. It's a big match, full of emotions. Both players, fans, coaches, technical team, everybody is. I mean, this is a semi-final. For him, I'll give him a 7.5. For also, I think also, I actually let me make it an 8. The 0.5 that I'm adding, the second handball, or not the second handball, but the handball that occurred, that might have also been or have impacted us so much. He could have given it either way because I mean it's not the player's fault. Him having his hand there, I mean they are all attacking. He was trying to turn. But for him trying to also be fair to say, you know what, guys, I'm leaving this at 0. No, where you will sort it out in Egypt.
With a different referee.
That says thank you, referee fair too. But I understand the magnitude of the game. It was very tough.
7.5.
7 point.
If I were a neutral, I probably would have given a low rating. But he got a few things wrong in game, and I also thought a different ref probably wouldn't have given that second penalty, like you were saying, natural position. But Ngipagane Amfetu, and thanks to VAR, they saved us and they kept us in the tie, so I'll go with an 8.
Majority rules 7.5, but I give you 8 an honorable mention. I've just been wanting to clap for the things that did the good things for us in the game because we could have lost it. So I am it. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe the video, guys, and also give us your ratings. How do you feel the individual players went and played, and who do you feel like deserves to be pointed out, either for good or for bad? Tell us. Danko!